Hey everybody, ABC 10 meteorologist Brendan Minchev here with a look at the weekend, the storm for this weekend, and then the much more impactful system that will arrive on Monday and really up those flooding concerns. But before we get there, we'll start with this gorgeous shot from space of the system that is approaching California right now. There we are, right about there in Sacramento, and there's that system with all that rain on its way and snow for the Sierra as well. So looking ahead to today for Friday. Highs in the 50s, about 57 in Sacramento, 58 in Fairfield, 60 down in San Francisco, 58 in Elk Grove, 56 Stockton, 56 in Modesto as well, 50s in the foothills, 30s in the High Sierra. Partly to mostly cloudy through the afternoon hours after a few showers on Friday morning, just very light showers. But again, mostly cloudy, maybe partly cloudy at times. Winds will pick up, not so much for today, for Friday, but certainly as we work through the weekend. So here's Friday afternoon. Wind gusts, not really there. But once we get in towards Saturday morning, now we're into 6 to 9 a.m., those wind gusts will start to pick up and show themselves about 20 miles an hour or so across much of the valley through Saturday morning, but really picking up once we get towards Saturday evening. So Saturday 10 p.m. now you see wind gusts of about 40 miles per hour, 45 miles an hour or so as we continue Saturday evening and towards Sunday morning. You can see now this is Sunday, 8 in the morning. We're still looking at wind gusts gusting towards about 40, 45 miles per hour. So it's going to be a windy overnight from, again, Saturday through Sunday morning before the winds start to die down later on through the daytime on Sunday. So for the weekend, it's going to be raining. It's going to be windy as well. 52 degrees for a high temperature on Saturday. That rain arrives early, though, on Saturday. Continues into Sunday, a high temperature on Sunday of 58 degrees. So here's that high-resolution futurecast for the weekend. Through Friday, few showers in the morning hours, clouds as well. Through the afternoon hours on Friday, no showers, but the clouds do stick around. So again, partly to mostly cloudy. Periods of sunshine, though, at times, as some of these clouds do end up breaking through Friday. It's a pause, though. It's only a brief break because a lot more is coming for the weekend, as we talked about just a second ago. Now we're into Saturday morning, 6 a.m. You see that rain starting to move into the valley, snow in the high elevations, and then the pink there indicating that winter storm warning that goes into effect tomorrow morning as well. I'll talk more about that in a second. But that heavier rain starts to push in once we work Saturday afternoon. So early in the afternoon hours, just light spotty showers, but the snow does pick up. It's not until Saturday late in the afternoon into the evening hours and then overnight as well, Saturday, Sunday, that heavier rain starts to show up there. And you see that heavier band associated with the cold front that moves through in the overnight Saturday into Sunday. That's also why those winds really pick up, is because that cold front's going to be sitting right about here, even though it's not drawn on the map. That's where that heavier rain is, the strongest winds as well. That pushes on through Sunday. Early in the overnight hours, about 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then some more rain lingering behind that as well, clearing out as we work through the daytime on Sunday, but it will still be snowing in the Sierra for much of the daytime. So winter storm warning goes into effect 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, runs until 4 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Everywhere you see in pink here, it's going to be some heavy snow, going to be some pretty wet snow as well. 1 to 3 feet expected, 55 mile an hour wind gusts. So that combination of falling snow and that wind will create whiteout conditions due to that blowing snow, and also just really difficult travel because of how wet it's going to be, because of that snow that's falling, and again, because of those winds as well. So as we look at the model snowfall totals, the GFS, the American model, you can see it's right there between about 1 and 3 feet across the Sierra, 34 inches or so in Kirkwood, 28 in South Lake Tahoe, 35 Tahoe City, 35 Tahoe City, 40 in Donner, 28 at the Immigrant Gap. This is not a guarantee that we'll see that much, but we could have a little bit lower totals as the European model suggests, not by a lot, but maybe by a few inches. But again, that ballpark looking at that 1 to 3 foot range. In the valley and out to the coast as well, flood watch from Saturday evening until Wednesday evening. This is really the same stuff we've been talking about since the start of the new year. There's going to be excessive runoff, flooding of rivers, creeks, and streams, and low-lying areas as well. Ponding on roadways, parking lots, rivers will be running very high and very fast as well. This is a serious rainfall event, not necessarily for the weekend, but certainly once we get towards next week. So here's what I'm talking about. For this weekend, you can see this is Sunday at 10:30. So this is late in the day on Sunday. Most of the rain's already fallen, looking at about an inch across much of the valley. That's doable, right? But check this out. We roll it through to Tuesday evening. Now look at these totals. 4.3 inches in Sacramento, 4.7 in Folsom, 4.6 in Elk Grove, 3 inches down in the San Joaquin Valley, and 5 to 6 inches or more in the foothills. Now, We look at the European model, the other main source of weather data, the other global model that we look at, 5.3 inches in Sacramento, 6 inches in Elk Grove. We're looking at a lot of rainfall, mostly on Monday. This is going to be a very strong atmospheric river coming on through, dumping a lot of rain, and the angle that it's pointed at is such that it's just going to shove the moisture up against the Sierra, which really, it's like a towel. It wrings it out and drops all that moisture down, and so we're looking at a flood risk as well. Here is that atmospheric river. This is now Sunday, and you can see this here. As the low pressure drops down, you see all of that moisture in the air. This low pressure drops down towards California and pushes all that moisture into the state, right up against the Sierra. You see that angle? It's right there. It's already pushing up against the Sierra. It's at really just the right angle where it's going to hit it, what we say, perpendicularly. So if this is the Sierra and your moisture, it's going to hit it. And what happens is when it hits that moisture, it's forced up over the Sierra. And again, it wrings it out like a towel. And so because it's a relatively warmer system, we're going to see those snow levels rise, which means a predominantly rain event happening on Monday. So through the weekend, we talked about this a minute ago, showed future track. Through the weekend, lots of rain on Saturday. Sunday, it's more scattered, especially as we go through the afternoon hours. But on Monday morning, we're going to see that heavy rain arrive, heavy snow as well. Those snow levels going to retreat up a little bit as we work through the daytime on Monday, between about 7,000 and 8,000 feet. That's the forecast right now, and that means it'll likely be above pass level. So again, Donner, Echo summits right around a little more than 7,000 feet. The snow levels may be above that. And if that's the case, predominantly rain event, which means more runoff coming to the valley from the Sierra. This is Monday evening now, Monday at 7 p.m. You see that heavy rain across the valley and the snow levels relatively high. There's not a lot of blue up there. Snow levels work their way back down a little bit on Tuesday, with rain continuing in the valley before tapering off on Wednesday. And then yet more systems look to move in through Northern California through the latter half of the coming work week as well. So lots of rain ahead. Flooding will be an issue because of what I talked about. The angle that the moisture is going to be pointed up against the Sierra as such, where it's one of those events where it really, really drops a lot of rain in the valley and in the Sierra as well. So Cosumnes River at Michigan Bar. This is somewhere we've talked about a lot over the last week and a half or so at this point. Flooding is expected yet again. So right now, as of Friday morning, it's at about 8.5 feet. It's in the monitor stage. It's going to come back down a little bit, but once we get all that rain again, you see Monday into Tuesday, it moves back up, cresting at about 12.7 feet. That is in the flood stage, so we're definitely keeping a close eye on that. Sacramento River at I Street right now, as of Friday morning, about 22.5 feet. Not in any of the stages, but by the time we get towards Monday, Tuesday, I mean, even through the weekend, you see that water rise through the weekend. Monday, Tuesday now is in that monitor stage, cresting at about 30 feet. Now, the Cosumnes undammed really don't have a lot of control over the Cosumnes. We do have a lot of control over the Sacramento River, so flooding not necessarily expected, but it will definitely be running high, and it's going to be running fast. So be very careful near water, especially the major rivers, because they'll be very much higher than what we've been used to over the dry summer and fall months. Pineapple Express still full steam ahead. Another strong atmospheric river is expected next week to start the week. That's what we talked about, Monday, Tuesday. That's when a lot of that rain is going to fall, and that flooding risk is highest to start the week, Monday and Tuesday. Significant rainfall in the forecast. The high snow levels, combined with lots of rain in the valley and rain in the Sierra as well, presents that high flood risk. Can't stress that enough. So prepare now for flooding. One of the easiest things you can do is just have a go bag ready. Pack some clothes, pack some toys for the kiddos, pack some toys for the pets if you need to, and just have it ready. It's a suitcase, it's a backpack, it could be any of those things. If you're told to evacuate, you just grab the bag and you can leave. Make sure your important documents are in there somewhere as well, such as birth certificate, social security, driver's license, insurance papers, that kind of thing. Make sure you have those with you if they are in the physical paper forms. In the case of insurance documents, could be digital. But anything that's paper, any important documents that you want to bring with you, get a large Ziploc bag, put the documents in the bag, and zip up that bag tight. Now they're waterproof. So your documents, even if you get evacuated, it gets rained on, it doesn't matter. It's in a Ziploc bag, waterproof. You don't have to worry about it. Also, prepare a flood kit. This is something you can do today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, before the major rain and the big storm arrives on Monday. Prepare that flood kit with batteries for your flashlights. Make sure there's some non-perishable food. This could be snack bars, maybe some canned food. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just make sure you have some food for about 2 or 3 days, just to be safe. and some water as well. That would be bottled water, or maybe you have some travel containers that you bring water in, some canteens, whatever that might be. Fill that up with water. Just have those ready to go with clean drinking water. More things you can do this weekend. Fill up your car with gas or plug it in if your vehicle is electric. And make sure it's filled up with gas or charged to its fullest so that if you have to evacuate, you're not having to worry about not having enough gas or your vehicle doesn't have enough charge on it. And then the other thing, really easy to do, sign up for your county's emergency alerts. You can go to your county website and just look for the emergency alerts. I promise you, you'll find them there. You can Google it. For instance, Sacramento County Emergency Alerts. It'll take you right there, right where you need to get to. And then just sign up for them. It's an email. It's a phone number. It's something like that. And you're going to get notified about the very latest that's happening in the county. If there's any flood evacuation warnings, if there's anything going on at all, you'll get notified. And of course, download the ABC 10 app so that you can stream us. Even if you don't have power, you can stream us, you can watch us, you can read us, and get the very latest information on the storm that is coming in. There's still a lot of rain to come. So Friday does look mostly dry. Again, maybe some lingering showers through the morning hours. That's about it. Through the weekend, about an inch of rain, maybe a little bit more expected in the valley. Relatively minor system moving through this weekend. So again, even though it's raining, grab the umbrella, the rain jacket, use this weekend to prepare for the bigger storm that arrives on Monday. This Monday storm is going to be dropping a lot of water all across Northern California. Flooding will once again become an issue, very similar to what we saw for the New Year's Eve storm, where flooding was such a concern even in the days after. So use the time now to prepare. You've got 3 days heads up before the heaviest rain arrives. If you know your backyard floods, if you know that water comes up to your front door, don't wait for the water to be at your front door. Go get your sandbags today while it's not raining, or even this weekend while it is raining, but maybe not as heavy. Go get those sandbags ahead of time. Put them in front of the door before the water gets there. You don't need to wait until the water's there to go get that kind of thing. And again, that flood kit, go to the store this weekend. Go to the store on Friday. Don't panic. There's no reason to panic. Just go get some first aid kits. Go get some Band-Aids, some Neosporin, get some bottled water, things that you can keep with you either in the back of your car or in a safe spot in the house if you know you're safe from flooding. As we work through the rest of the 10-day forecast, out beyond Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even beyond, you still see some rain icons. I still don't see an end in sight to this rainy pattern. The atmospheric rivers just pointed right at Northern California. The door is wide open for systems to just drop right in and push that moisture into our region. So again, I don't see an end to the rainy pattern. We're going to continue to see rain icons over the next 10 days. Lots of rain still to come, so take it seriously. We don't have these pauses in between storms. As you can see, it's just rain icon after rain icon after rain icon. Without those weeks pause, the rivers are running high, rivers are running fast, so take it seriously. Please be careful out there and stay with ABC 10 for the very latest news and weather with all of the rain that is still to come to our area.